Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hey guys.
How's
Hello.
everybody?
We are back in an unusual format, I
The
would
whole
say.
Khandan.
The whole Khandan, cross-continental video recording going on here.
Bhagwan happening. Bhagwan.
But we are here to talk about a recent cruise that, well, not recent, it was a couple of months ago, towards the end of May, early June. It was sort of last minute, hectic summer vacation planning, and we decided to book ourselves a cruise on Virgin Voyages,
As one does.
as one does. This was our fourth cruise, and we thought we'd make this video just to kind of talk about our thoughts, the experience. This was a very different experience to our previous cruises, so we thought we'd just make this video and share our thoughts.
It's a relatively new cruise
Cruise line.
line
It's a baby cruise
company.
line.
It's owned by Richard Branson, the same one who does Virgin Atlantic, the airline as well,
And Virgin Galactic, the space
the
flight.
space
Yeah.
flights. So we've been fans of, especially Ritu and I, since his beginning time in terms of especially Virgin Atlantic, etc. Virgin Spas. We even had Virgin Mobile at one point in time.
Mm.
So yeah, uh, let's rock and roll.
So, I mean, yeah, this is currently the wealth in London,
So context.
saw context, and it made us miss the sunshine.
It even makes me miss the rains in Pune.
Yeah.
The Pune monsoon is just so much nicer.
There's like a filter of
Yeah.
gray,
And we've been back for just about a week now, and we're already feeling like this, and the winter is coming, so it's not a good sign. But hey,
We
we
need to
roll.
talk about sunshine just to get our hopes back up a little.
We roll with the punches. So moving on, let's just talk about, the cruise and the itinerary. Mom, do you want to take us through it?
Yes, we actually boarded the Virgin Voyage cruise from Barcelona. And from there on, as you can see, it was on to Marseille, Cannes, Palma de Mallorca, and Ibiza, and then eventually back to Barcelona. The other places we were there, and we would sail off by the evening. The day would be spent there. But Palma de Mallorca and Ibiza were overnight stays. So that was pretty unique that I've experienced on a
And
cruise.
That was more to allow people to party all night.
yeah,
So
Ibiza, like you
they
can't.
had the shuttles going and the casino going
Just
and
the
all of
right
that.
places.
So
Yes.
so you could, and a lot of our guests did take that up as an option where they were out pretty much till 7 a.m. and then came back and
I mean, Ibiza, for example, was a place where I think every Friday there's something held with some big concerts. Everybody had tickets and everybody
yeah,
was really hyped. But I will say that when we first landed in Barcelona, and this is a huge part of the cruise that really shaped the experience for us.
that's true.
When we landed in Barcelona, we were really excited. We had just a bit of a window to get to the cruise in time. Everything was really relaxed. But once we got there, we realized that our bags weren't there. And there was some sort of a workers' strike happening at the airport. It was hectic, chaotic, a lot of certain people getting really angry. And so, no thanks to the airline that we traveled with, TAP, we just completely misplaced our bags, did not get any help in figuring out where they even were. Apparently, somebody said it flew off somebody else, or someplace it's in the airport, but we don't know where. And essentially, we had to board the cruise without our bags,
Just a
uh,
rucksack each.
just
Yeah.
our rucksacks, and it was not fun. It was not
It
a
was
fun
it
experience.
was chaotic because some of us had put some essential items in the rucksack, some of us didn't. Like, for example, I think Dad and I were unlucky and we put our chargers in, like our laptop
No.
chargers in our check-in, like in the suitcases, so we didn't have our chargers, and it was just chaos.
It was not fun. And you could tell that the TAP people were also just quite freaked out because they didn't know how to handle the situation. So
Yeah.
we did not get any sort of reassurance even, and we just had to quickly go in a frenzy onto the board, onto the ship. And it was just really unfortunate because actually even when you boarded, it was such a streamlined, simple and
Yeah.
exciting process. Everybody was really welcoming and happy, and they made it very easy for us. So it
Yeah.
was really unfortunate.
Yeah, it did kind of ruin the initial mood but I think in a way it's only a good thing for Virgin Voyages that towards the end we had kind of forgotten about this.
Yes.
Like obviously it was in the back of our heads, but the experience was so nice that we were kind of just enjoying it without despite this issue.
Mhm.
We didn't get
Absolutely.
information about the bags until the very end, in
Yeah.
fact. So
Yeah,
earlier
just
the
2 days.
the
Yeah,
earlier the thought process was they'll locate the bags and they'll find a way to ship it. That didn't happen. Even the Virgin Voyages people weren't clear at all in their communication. And we ended up shopping in Marseille for all our essentials. And at first we bought like one or two items each, but because we thought the bags will come. But then again, we missed out on Marseille in that sense. I
And
mean,
yeah,
that's the thing, like, thankfully, we had visited Marseille beforehand, so we
yeah.
had seen the city. But if we hadn't, we would have missed out on a really gorgeous
it's just that
place.
we had a whole itinerary planned for Marseille as well, which we couldn't because of
Yeah.
this. And till today, by the way, the airline of Portugal, TAP, has not reimbursed us for
After
our
numerous
yeah.
emails.
So yeah,
Yeah,
moving on.
they have.
Moving on, our slide. But yeah, so here we go. A little, slideshow with some of the images
Video.
from the cruise. Um, and yeah, I think while the video is going on, obviously you want to talk about the experience. So, one thing that's really interesting is that it's an 18 plus only cruise.
Yes.
So there were no kids on board. Luckily, our
Aha. Ahahaha.
little kid here now no longer was 18, so they were allowed on board. But yeah, what did you guys think of the cruise?
I thought it wasn't very, um, you know, how they are professional, of course, but it was very friendly. It was very
Hmm.
casual. It wasn't very, up kind of like that, that you had
Yeah.
to talk in a certain way, be a certain way. Everybody was very
Put up a front
chilled
of,
out.
like, too elegant or
Yeah,
fancy.
it
Like,
didn't
yeah.
feel like, yeah, it was just a casual communication with everybody, and they were like, how you go out partying with friends, so
Yeah.
you're at a kind of like a resort. So yeah, like chilling, and everybody is in that mood, so it was very much like that.
I get
I think there were quite a few innovations that I want to talk about, which they did. For example, there's a bracelet that was
Hmm.
provided to everybody when we boarded that has our name, our ID, and if there's any balance, then that's there on it as well.
Yeah.
We don't need a key then to enter our room. We just tap that bracelet and the room opens or shuts, so you're not worried about a key anymore.
Hmm.
That thing is waterproof, so you can swim with that on. To exit the ship again, I don't need separate ID. I just scan that bracelet
Yeah.
and the crew knows it's me or it's not me. That was brilliant. I
Yeah.
mean, it just put that whole thing away of, oh shit, I forgot the key.
Oh, and it's
Totally.
on your
Yeah, it
person.
Yeah,
became
So
so much a part of you.
yeah,
yeah,
we actually towards the end, like, some of us just didn't take it off for a
yeah,
bit because it became, but
Actually,
it also was
I was about.
usually for restaurants as well. It came in handy. Like,
yeah,
for
yeah.
everything, it was
Everything
just that.
at the bar, the guy just scans that and takes the money
So
from you, etc., etc. At the casino, that's again how you can play. So different things like that. Second, I think I have never seen a crew as happy or as positive and as
yes, altogether.
praising the ship and the way they're taken care of as
As
I've
this,
seen on this.
yes, that's
The
true.
crew is dining with us, so in the same restaurants. Now, again, that makes a huge difference
Yeah.
because they
That's right.
experience the food, they experience the service in their own way as well, right?
Yeah,
So that I thought was outstanding. Again,
Mm.
not seen it in other
100%.
places. Third, these guys have this whole bar tab thing, right?
yeah,
Which
Oh,
so normally in a cruise ship, you are stuck with having to purchase either an all-inclusive package or not. And then once you purchase that all-inclusive package, there's a little bit of pressure on you to drink so that you get the whole
you get,
paisa
yeah,
vasool thing,
yeah.
right? Everybody in your group now has to take that package
yeah,
or not, because
correct,
obviously otherwise you'd be giving them the drinks, right? Now in this case, what Virgin does very smartly to shortcut that whole thing is give you a tab. So
Hmm.
for example, we had a $600 tab which was given to us for free because of the offer when we joined, and now that whole pressure is off
yeah,
because whether Unknown takes the thing or Anvika or Ritu, it doesn't matter. It's off that same tab, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So
like
I thought that was just outstanding. It took away the whole pressure of drinking. you can now be moderate or want to drink in the evenings or etc. etc. That
Pina
And
coladas by the
to
poolside.
add to the innovation as well,
And now I feel
it
like
was
having a drink.
I think the integration of like who was staying with who and like that linking on the app as well, like
Oh, very,
dad
very convenient.
and mom linked and Andika and I linked with our bracelets. So it basically was like I could cover Andika's purchases, and they knew that like I was the primary, and in that case dad was the primary. So that you completely like you're not even thinking about like it from how much am I spending, and you open the Virgin Voyages app, and the Virgin Voyages app has all the travel itinerary. It has all events that are happening on the ship, surprise events. It has all the restaurants, and it has a tab where you can keep track of how much you've spent. And like I think I still have the app just because I couldn't bring myself to delete it. But yeah, it was incredible.
But even, and this is the other part of the innovation, I think the app allowed you to book the events in advance. So
Yes.
2 weeks before it said check in,
Yeah. So
sailors ahoy.
even before we were on board, we had
We
like our
had booked
restaurants.
our restaurants, and now again the innovation part. This is an all-inclusive trip, and they
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
all-inclusive, right? Everything is taken care of.
Barring a
Parties are taken
few
care of, and we
special.
just saw an image
Yes.
of one. Now, if you go to a restaurant and you want to have, let's say, Wagyu beef, yes,
Yeah.
you'll pay a little bit extra.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Something like
Korean
that. Yeah.
barbecue or the different
Molecular
restaurants they have,
gastronomy. Yeah.
which
Ooh.
I assure you, in all other cruises they're charging for,
Yeah.
here it's all part of the thing,
Yeah.
right? So
Exactly.
even late night restaurants, even the late night pizzeria, etc., everything is included, and multiple spaces, multiple bars, so you feel really at home. And it comes without the snobbishness of the other cruise lines
That's right.
all-inclusive thing. It's very
And
chill,
and the
relaxed.
beauty was
Yeah.
Yeah.
the beauty was with the food as well.
Yes.
That was
And
another, I
yes,
would say,
it was
a
genuine
brilliant.
restaurant
Yeah,
quality food, like
yeah,
Michelin or like that kind of an experience. Like you're going in person, the way it was set up, the way it was decorated, the kind of restaurant it was as well.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
They had, I mean, just to give a sense,
and
obviously
no
there was a
buffets, no buffets.
That's
So that was
true.
the beauty.
That
No
is true.
wastage of food,
Yeah.
and the staff would come and serve you
Yeah.
because then
So,
it made
again,
it
Korean
that's the
easier.
Korean barbecue,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So even
And
at the regular restaurants that you went to, the regular, the areas where you could just sit and have coffee
Yeah.
or whatever small bites, they would come and serve you on the table. So you didn't have to stand in lines and
That's true.
look for and then the massive wastage of food, nothing like that happened. So it was
Yeah.
all in control. Whatever you needed was what you got, and you ate that much, and you took more if you needed.
Yeah.
and the
And it was
entertainment
brilliant.
and the shows, including a surprise show that happens, which
Yeah.
was fabulous,
Yeah.
right?
Beautiful.
Live
Bands
music, yeah,
performing.
games.
Oh,
There's
and
also
another
a
thing.
test kitchen which is doing molecular gastronomy and coming up with 2 different menus during the
Yeah.
cruise. So we had booked 2 nights, for
The
example.
very cool thing I also found is that there is a theme running throughout the entire ship or the entire voyage. So they have a whole very intricate storyline set throughout the entire thing, on which there are a lot of, like, for example, on this there was something to do with a red lady, the Scarlet Lady. So you had a lot of like events based around that. You had a special performance based on that. You had drag queens. You had incredible things going on, all based around this theme, which I thought really added to this like story and this excitement throughout the entire time. The entire
One of the things we had was the uh, event, for example, around the pool.
Yeah.
Oh
Was
yes,
around the Scarlet
and they
Lady.
had
So
this giant octopus. It was very massive.
So, like, moving on, let's just go to our next slightly shorter video, but with some more, personal images. But I think, yeah, overall, as
by the way, even the tips are included, so you don't have to
Correct.
pay anything extra at the time of disembarkation. It's a very simple process as well.
Yeah.
Everything, like I said, included. All the luxury without the snobbishness.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think as an experience for all of us, it's something that we all really enjoyed. We all loved, and I think it's one of the first times that I've actually seen Dad put down a deposit for like another cruise. So that says something.
Peer pressure. I
do
gave in to
want to
peer
say-
pressure is all I'll say.
I do want to say on the thing of the crew, I So one thing about this cruise is that there are a lot of people from America, which isn't necessarily a bad thing at all. It's just that we personally found that one of the things that made us feel really at home and comfortable, especially, was that the crew was really, really friendly and incredibly familiar with us. We had so many people from Bali, Indonesia. So I'm gonna give some special call outs because I have everybody's names. We have Oka and Agus from Bali. We have Anjali from Dehradun, Belanda. We have Jessica. We have Jordan. So many people who were so incredibly sweet and made
Who
the
was the
experience
person
incredibly.
who gave us the
We had
achar?
Oh,
we
achar.
had a
So I have the
person
person.
who
Jayesh from Mumbai
Yeah.
gave us achar, and from their own special
homemade
stash,
achar.
they
Yeah.
gave us achar in the restaurant because we just wanted that extra little something.
We asked for
And
something spicy, and then they got us.
even
We were so touched. I mean, it was service with with the heart.
With a cherry on top.
exactly.
Yeah.
And even so, to mom's point of the kind of
Crispy
snobbishness kind of thing, it even in a restaurant that was a little bit more of a high class restaurant where you got the steak and the wine and everything fancy, even there was a server called Hemraj who was very sweet and who spoke with me in French, which was very, very nice and was very understanding.
Mauritius,
He
right?
was from Mauritius and
He
it
was from
so cool.
Mauritius, yeah.
He spoke Creole originally, and I loved the entire experience because you had these little interactions with people who seemed happy to work there, which made you feel at ease as well. So
Exactly.
overall, incredible. I just loved it.
Yeah.
And also, another thing I will say is that there was always something to do. Always.
Yes.
And I think one of the things I actually felt was there was too much for us to keep up with sometimes. I felt like I was missing out on things actively, but there was so many incredible things and something for everybody. There's a nightclub if you wanted, a party, there's a chill trivia night if you'd like. Very, very nice.
Did we mention the casino?
The casino as well for casino lovers. So
Anbika, you remember the karaoke den? The little den
karaoke
that we
den, yes, there's a very fancy karaoke den. It's private, so you can book it and or just walk in if you'd like. Differently colored, all songs.
Bars have different themes, so
Yeah.
they have different cocktails or different bars. So I mean, we made it obviously a point to try and hit each and every one. We tried an upgrade, by the way. Sorry, one more thing. Very important. The balconies have a hammock.
Oh yes.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
So we had
That was
balcony
crazy.
rooms, and
The moonlight,
they
the
had a
moonlit
hammock, and we
nights
would
were
just
like
sit and
amazing.
chill there. However late we got at night, however smashed we were, we made it a point to congregate in one balcony and just chill. And luckily, our rooms were one on each side of the ship, so we had both views in case that worked.
And for if any reason you don't want to socialize a lot and you want to stay in your room the entire time, the rooms are also really beautifully done up. They have a whole lighting system that you can customize and
Like the
a
touch
whole
screen and
bunch,
everything.
exactly, a whole bunch of movies you can watch if you're in the mood. So
I forgot
brilliant.
that.
It's something for everybody.
We tried for an upgrade last minute, but we didn't get one. But if we had upgraded to a suite that allows you to entrance to one area that we could not access, which is called Richard's Rooftop Terrace or something like
Yeah.
that.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
So there's another area in case you're a suite member which you can access to. But otherwise, like I said, it's the most relaxed experience, very chill, and one that we've already paid a deposit for to do it again. Uh, I do recommend this for large groups because, like I said, since everything is included and booking is easy and you can link your different rooms, etc., it's very easy to make that happen. Yeah.
And yeah, and
Yeah.
definitely something where you don't have to worry about where everybody is. You don't have to keep tabs on anybody because you can just scatter off, do your own thing, come back, and you're good. You don't have to stress.
And Wi-Fi is included.
Wi-Fi is
Yeah. So
included.
I think it's
Wi-Fi
a
is
must try,
included.
and like you get to see a lot of places as well. And I think Virgin Voyages has just recently they've added some new ports and new
Yeah.
cities
Yeah.
in Europe as well. So they're like mainly three. They cover like Southeast Asia, Europe, the Mediterranean, Greek Isles, and everything. And you have the American sector as well.
In fact, they do Australia
Yeah.
and they do Mediterranean. Now they're doing Northern Europe as well. They're just adding that in. And then there's a lot of the US and
US.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But yeah, from us, I think it's definitely got the
Big
Nagpal
thumbs up.
seal of approval.
yep.
I think it's a must try, and if you ever do end up, traveling with Virgin, do let us know.
Yep.
And yeah, any
Let us
closing
know yours.
thoughts?
No,
That's it. Yeah,
loved it.
All right.
awesome.
Okay.
Thanks.
Shout out to everybody in the
Yeah.
chat. Bye.
Bye.